It's Elaine Fanning, aka Ms. Plate Doctor, or the other way around, Ms. Plate Doctor, aka Elaine Fanning. Anyway, I wanted to show you how to do a quick and tasty and pretty healthy bread that I like to put together. My husband loves to eat it with his eggs in the morning, if you're that kind of person where you need a little bit of sweet. Anyway, I'm doing a Southern style sweet potato protein bread. So it is a quick bread, doesn't need any yeast, needs the ingredients you probably have in your house. If not, basically we're using oats, protein powder, oats, old-fashioned oats, protein powder, and I like to use the vanilla, just because that flavor blends in really well, and baking powder. Those are my dry ingredients, my wet ingredients. I have eggs, 3 eggs, butter, and I use real grass-fed butter, organic butter, which actually it's just fat. You know, it doesn't spike your insulin. There's no carbs in it at all. But I use half a cup. And you want to melt it, soften it a little bit. So I'm going to stick it in here, soften that. Stick it in the microwave, soften about 20 seconds. Then while I'm doing that, I'm going to measure the oats. Now I use about a cup and a half old-fashioned oats, which I grind. I use my Vita mixer to grind it up. So it has a flour, a wheat flour, baking flour kind of consistency. Cup and a half. Grind that up. Protein powder, I used a scooper that it already comes with, and I'm using 5 scoops of protein. It does help to replace some of that flour that you normally would use in a normal way of baking, but we're not normal here. A lot of protein in there. And I'm just combining the dry ingredients together, makes it a little bit easier. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Two teaspoons. And if you like spices, some cinnamon. I use about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And a little bit of nutmeg, just a touch, maybe half a teaspoon. Only if you like nutmeg. My dry ingredients, that's it for the dry ingredients. So I have my softened butter. And you don't need a blender, you don't need any fancy schmancy mixing products. I'm going to add 3 eggs to the butter. I mean, anything with butter and eggs is going to taste good, right? I know someone on Facebook actually thought I bought my protein bread. And I said, no, I'm not going to buy it, I'm going to make it. Alright, so I'm going to mix that up. Just with a fork. little extra flavor, I add my vanilla extract, pure vanilla, about a teaspoon. And since that's a wet ingredient, I mix it in with the butter and eggs. And what's a sweet potato bread without sweet potato? So I already prepared the sweet potatoes ahead. If you didn't, I'm going to have to tell you, you have to bake them. Normally I bake sweet potatoes at about 400 degrees for almost 90 minutes for them to really get soft and you get that nice caramelized sweetness, kind of molasses. This is a large sweet potato, so I usually put anywhere between 8 to 16 ounces. So this is almost 16 ounces. Mash it up, and when it's nice and cooked, it mashes really quick. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to mix the dry into the wet. I'm going to use the same fork because it's all going out the same way. So you want to do it a little bit at a time until you get that crumbly, nice crumbly bread mixture, the dough mixture. And you want to do it a little bit at a time because you don't actually want to cook the oats. Of course, I mean, if you happen to cook the oats, the consistency will come out more like a bread pudding consistency as opposed to a bread, flour bread. So, it doesn't change the taste, just the consistency. So it's getting nice and crumbly. Now because there's not a lot of liquid in here, and it's just the eggs and the butter, I like to add a little bit of Premier Protein liquid, the ready to use. And I use about anywhere between a quarter to half a cup, depending on what kind of consistency it looks. I know baking's not an exact science. And every time I try to follow recipes exactly, it doesn't exactly come out the way you want. Alright, so like I said, about half a cup. And you don't have to use Premier, you can use regular milk or skim milk if you have it. The Premier, of course, adds a little bit more protein to the macros. Alright, and if you want to, you know, we like adding nuts and raisins. So I use about a quarter cup of each. And these are chopped nuts, just mixed nuts. I think for baking, pecans, walnuts, you know, softer nuts. Tastes a little better, but you know, you can use any nuts. I've used cashews, I've used almonds, hazelnuts, whatever nuts you have around. And mix that all up. It's a very easy to mix mixture. And last but not least, we add the sweet potato. Now you don't want to mix it super mixed. You just want to kind of just combine the sweet potato with the rest of the bread mixture. Just enough to get it throughout the whole bread. So when it's the right consistency, like this, it kind of looks more like cookie dough, I guess. It's not real liquid and it's not real thick. You get your 9x5 loaf pan. Spray it with some jam. Make sure you spray that bottom because it does get a little heavy. And because if it's heavy, it sticks. So we'll get ready to put it in the pan. You see, the sweet potato isn't real thoroughly mixed. It's just kind of streaky in there. And that's how you want it. I know a couple weeks ago I made a banana protein bread. And I made it in our air fryer. The sweet potato, because it cooks up a little bit differently, I don't really have the timing right on the air fryer, so I'm going to put it in the oven, which I have preheated to 325. Smooth it out. Smooth. And as you see, because I have protein powder in there, I don't use any sugar or any salt because the protein powder has that in there. Well, it does have a sugar substitute, but it also has salt in there, so I don't add any extra. Because the protein powder takes care of all that, all the taste. Okay, and we're going to put it in the oven. Now my secret ingredient though is if you have sweet potato, you make sweet potato, you know it caramelizes with a little bit of molasses in the oven. So I use that just to top it off. Just a little coating. And this is what it looks like. It's going in the oven. In the middle of the oven, I'm going to set it for 65 minutes. It takes about 60 to 70 minutes in a conventional oven. And then, once it's done, voila, you have a nice loaf, which I had already cut here. And I just want to show you how beautiful this loaf comes out. Let me cut out some pieces here. Now, for those who might have missed this video, it is going to be up on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Your Plate Doctor, and the your is spelled U-R. Not the whole word Y-O-U-R, it's just U-R. Plate Doctor. And if you type that in, you'll find our channel. And then once it's nice and cooled off, you take it out of the oven, then it's cooled, you slice it up. And it becomes bread.
That looks delicious. Can we taste a piece of this?
Of course.
Well, I'm gonna say this much. I already know what it tastes like, but I like it toasted, like in the morning. If I eat it with my eggs, I put it in the toaster and put it like a nice little crust on it.
Yes, good.
So what's the nutritional facts on this? This is delicious, by the way.
Okay, so for the whole entire loaf, I tried to get 12 slices out of it. And because the sweet potato is a little more, I guess, caloric than the banana, because I made banana bread a couple weeks ago. So one slice is about 210 calories.
Okay.
Okay, it's 210 calories. Protein content is about 12 grams of protein.
Okay.
Fat is 12.
Okay.
And carbs is 13.
That's not bad. That's kind of like rounded off pretty good.
So, I mean, if you think about it, it's really all the foods that we eat. You know, we eat sweet potatoes and oats, and the protein. And then I just throw in the raisins and the nuts, add our spices and a little vanilla.
So it's basically the same ingredients that we eat separately.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got the butter, eggs, and the sweet potato.
It's delicious. You the best, huh?
Oh, thanks, eh?
Hey.
So, please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you can catch all my videos. You can catch all our cooking videos, all our workout videos, all our goofing off videos, you know, whatever videos that come to our
Can I have
mind.
my other little piece? That was pretty good. Thank you. Go ahead. You can finish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. And thank you for spending the afternoon with me, cooking with me. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, place a comment, or DM me, whatever you want to do. But, hey.
What's the nutritional facts one more time?
Okay, so one slice, when you get 12 slices out of the loaf, one slice is about 210 calories, 12 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat, and 13 grams of carbs. That's it.
That's pretty good. And it's delicious too.
So, yeah, you can definitely fit it into your clean eating. Obviously, you would eat it more on days where you need higher carbs. You don't want to eat carbs, higher carbs, and not use those carbs for energy, for fuel. So, yeah, that's about it. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Let me know if there's something else you want me to make. I am Ms. Plate Doctor, aka Elaine Fanning, and you're watching Your Plate Doctor. You're watching Cooking